Like if we were kids, this is the kind of movie we'd want to make.
So it's funny because after I watched this, because I rewatched it again with the wife, I went through a Matt Damon hole. Pause.
Yeah, we're just gonna start this shit live.
That's why I said I'm mad that I liked it. Like I'm really pissed.
He's Chinese.
Welcome to the latest episode of Sarat and Chris's Movie Therapy Podcast.
Sent you?
Nah, which one?
I sent you the T-shirt that says the Patriot shirt that says "I go gay for May."
Oh. Yeah, no, I did see that. You're like, I'm gonna get you that shirt. Listen,
and I know you were worried for you were rocking with pride.
I'm a rocket for pride. But listen, speaking of May, speaking of New England, this movie is all about some New England legends. You know what I mean?
First of all, I'm just want to put this out there before we even say the movie. This is the only team that I like from the New England area. Like anytime they team up or collab in a movie, like, hey, I love y'all Boston centric movies. Fuck all y'all teams. But anyway, tell them what
we're mad because we winners. You just mad because we win. Everybody talk about New York and stuff. You got the Yankees, but that's it. That's it. That's the only team y'all got. But with that being said, welcome to the latest episode of Sarat and Chris's Movie Therapy Podcast featuring Marcos. It's your boy Sarat, aka Makazi.
It's your boy featuring Marcos, aka at the Sunset 5-6.
I mean, are you feeling confident about that team on your forehead right now?
Yeah, I literally was gonna talk about that. We still have an ongoing bet.
Yeah, I know.
Don't get crazy because the Knicks went on a skid that you're like, oh, the Boston got this. At the end of the year, for those of you that have not paid attention, we have a punishment that is not going to be weird. It's just going to be like somebody's going to have to rock the other team's gear for a couple episodes. That's all I'm saying.
And listen. I am a realist, and I understand that my team, right now they're being held together with glue and duct tape. But that glue and duct tape is holding on very well right now, so I'm excited.
First of all, they're doing their remember Dragon Ball Z Krillin? They're in their Krillin era, where Krillin is like he's like, oh snap, he's holding his own, and then he gets folded.
They're like, hold on, Yamcha got moves, okay.
And the next episode.
But no, the movie we watched this week, obviously, it's a brand new movie on Netflix. And it's a throwback. It's a throwback in its feel. It's a brand new movie, but it's got a very 90s feel to it that when I've looked online, there's a lot of discourse about it, whether people like it or not. Marcos, why don't you tell the people what movie we watched this week?
Well, we're watching and talking about the movie that you picked, The Rip. It is what I love about it. We finally got a proper Ben Affleck, Matt Damon team up. It's been a while. Yes, they've always been involved in each other's projects, whether it's a cameo in there, but this is like an actual movie starring both of them. And it's not a flim flam. Like I've seen movies when there's like Affleck, Damon, and then like one of them like is like, hey, bro, and then he leaves for the rest of the movie. It's like,
well, again, but a lot of the movies they were always in together were very, dramatic movies where it was more about the acting and more about, the story being told, where they're allowed to flex their man muscles, and they're like, let's do a badass movie. Like if we were kids, this is the kind of movie we'd want to make.
So it's funny because after I watched this, because I rewatched it again with the wife, I went through a Matt Damon hole. Pause. I saw for the first time Talented Mr. Ripley, and then watching him in this movie. And then Talented Mr. Ripley, I was like, man, this man went from heartthrob to like grizzled action vet, and he's still an amazing actor. Like,
Dude, no matter what kind of role he's in, he brings this there's a realism to that role where it's like you can't help but just not like you connect with his character, no matter what kind of character he's playing, whether he's playing a autistic smart kid at Harvard. Or he's playing fucking an assassin who barely talks. Like you can see.
I think you got your movie confused because I don't think he was autistic in their movie that they won the Oscar.
For Good Will Hunting?
I think he was autistic in The Accountant.
But I'm saying in Good Will Hunting, I was saying he's autistic in a sense that like because of the way he attacked the numbers. It could have been he just had photographic memory or something like that.
Okay.
But
I thought it was like the behavior. I was about to say, wait a minute, I got to rewatch this movie with this new information. But
all right. Well, off rip, did you like The Rip?
Yes, I did. And I was gonna say something that a lot of people forgot, and it might sound controversial. You know, going back to the world that you're in, the wrestling world, I think this is two dudes with attitudes. I think Ben Affleck is the Kevin Nash to Matt Damon, Shawn Michaels, in terms that Matt Damon is the one that is like, yo, this man is gonna put on a performance, and then Ben Affleck is like the guy that he has to be inspired to. You know what I mean? And
I feel like
they both brought their A game in this movie, because at a certain point, because the movie has very much a thriller vibe.
Yeah.
I thought one of them was crooked like a motherfucker. Like I was just like,
but that was the expertise of that script, because that script, the way it was performed, the way it was written, you really didn't know who could be, the crooked cop in this. And what I really liked about it is that, the cast that they had a lot of heavy hitters, recognizable people. So theoretically, you weren't sure who could be the fucking the bad guy, because in most movies you'll see a bunch of like B level people, and then you get a fucking Chris Klein or someone that pops up, be like, oh, he's got to be someone important. Whereas this one, everybody has got some name value.
And okay, so because we're in Oscar season,
yep,
do you think they scheduled this movie to come out around this time because of how hot Tiana Taylor is? Or this was already something? Or you think, or was it something that they were like, we don't know if she's going to be somebody, but arguably right now, at the moment that they release, the person that's hot like fish grease is her.
Yeah, but so from what I heard, the reason why she got this movie is because after Leo had worked with her on One Battle After Another, like he talked to, I think, Ben or something like that, and he was waxing poetics about her without being asked. No one asked how she was. He just brought her up, and like they were like, oh, okay, so like let's bring her on to this movie, because that's how it works. Sometimes it's about the relationships you create, and when somebody can vouch for you, that's got some clout, then all right, that puts you in trajectory to work with better actors and stuff like that. I think it's just, and I think for her, it's just how the chips fell.
Yeah. So here's the thing. So there was one thing that I really, really, really wish that they would have gave us.
Okay.
And it's like, I'm going to go on a limb and say, yes, the casting was great, but plot, spoiler alert, the bad guy, the guy with the ATF, I felt like you should have given us DEA. They should have given us. You ever seen Four Brothers? That bad guy, that cop,
the one that goes to try to get fucking Tyrese.
Yeah, that's the cop that I felt should have been the bad guy, or what's it called, Michael Shannon. Like I felt those guys would have brought in more of a grit. Like this guy, yes, he's that level, but he's like
that's
all
Carl
right,
Chandler, bro. That's Hal Jordan.
I get it, but it's like, man, I really wish he never plays that intense role. So like I like the turn from Stephen Yeun, aka what's it called, Glenn, because I knew he steps out of his comfort zone. So like when the plot twist came, it wasn't a big surprise when I was like, he's a part of it, because he was like the guy that, like, and this is gonna sound weird for his character, I felt like he was playing the odds. I don't think he wasn't necessarily a bad guy. He was like, holy shit, this is money, and I'm going to do it. I felt like the captain of the DEA was the guy that was like, yo, we got to do it, and kind of did that old cop thing, or like undercover thing, like, yo, you got to do this crack in front of me, or else I don't believe you're down. And I think the beginning scene when they killed the detective, Jackie, Ben Affleck's love interest, I felt like he didn't want to do it, but he did
Well,
it because he that's the only way he was gonna get this bread. Like, you know what I mean?
yeah, if you've listened this far, spoilers, sorry, but that's how we talk. Anyways,
Yeah.
I think one of the things I liked about this script is that, like, you saw some of the things that Stephen Yeun's character was doing throughout the movie, and the way it built it up, it made it look like he was more of a snitch, as in he's about to turn in all these other crooked cops. And then when it turns, I'm like, no, he's actually the bad guy, and everyone else is like, just being a master at man. The script was so fucking good.
It was the only another misstep because of who he is the misuse of Scott Adkins. Netflix has used him in a couple movies, and I think one of the
why do you say it's misused? Why do you think he's misused?
because the guy is an action marvel, bro. Did you see Night Shift with Jamie Foxx, or Day Shift rather with Jamie Foxx?
Yeah.
Okay, so when his cameo there, he was perfect for it. They used him for what he was. Like, he's not a gun guy, and for him to play this FBI dude or CIA, I forgot, one of those 3-letter government agencies.
He was a Fed. Yeah.
Yeah,
FBI.
like I felt like he didn't kick nobody. He didn't punch.
Yeah,
like, you know what I mean? Like,
but here's the thing. I feel like he's doing that specifically. He's doing that on purpose because I don't think he necessarily wants to be known as the action guy. It's like Michael Jai White in The Dark Knight. Like, Michael Jai White, every movie you see in, he's flexing and, kneeing somebody. But in The Dark Knight, he got to play a mobster, And I think in a movie like this, he's he gets a chance to just be the actor, Whereas in even in like John Wick 4, he got a chance to put on some makeup and be like, I'm gonna play a fat dude in this movie and put on a crazy accent. Sometimes it's about like stretching your acting chops so you can show people, hey, I do more than just be the fighting guy. But he looks like he could be Ben Affleck's brother, though.
Yeah, they look a lot alike, and like it was funny because I thought it was a joke when they got into it in the interrogation room. It was like, oh man, that's your brother, and I was like, what? Then I was like, oh shit, it's real. Yeah. Like I thought Ben Affleck, like, there was certain points that I was like, these either they're both crooked or one of them is crooked and one isn't. And I was like, this movie was set up as an amazing thriller. And I also like that they finally got the cartel right. Like, in terms of how they operate. A lot of people think the cartel like these faceless killers. No, they're a criminal enterprise. Like, when they were like, hey man, this is a drop in the bucket compared to the shitstorm that could be rained down. He's like, so we leave it. And then the hitter was like, yo.
Yeah. The dude was just like, listen, like, he was like, hey, like, we ain't got nothing to do with this. Like, a one cop dying is already bringing enough attention to our shit. Like, we don't need 5 more dying. Like, $20 million, we don't give a shit about that. Like, you do whatever you guys want with that money. We got nothing to do with this. Yeah, I was like, and that's, when you're dealing with a business, that's what it is. A business that brings in billions of dollars. Like, yeah, that's a tax write-off.
Yeah, it's like, not even that. It's like, hey man, it's a cost of doing business, baby. Like, you know.
I feel like this movie, it's kind of like in this movie, Ben Affleck, if you compare it to like The Town, Ben Affleck got to play the Jeremy Renner character, and then Matt Damon was playing Ben's character in The Town,
Yep.
It's I really liked the layout. Okay, so I mean, the plot for this movie is they're going after his stash house, and they get a tip in the the crime watch line, whatever, saying that there's $300,000 in this house, and so they go over there to see the money, and when they go in, they realize there's $20 million in the house. And when you got that kind of discrepancy, it's like, oh, like, who's giving this tip? What's going on? Why is this dude? You got to try to figure out what's going on, because nobody tells you there's $20 million in a house somewhere unless they have plans to try to do something with it.
So let me ask you this, because I was analyzing the plot, right? Does the rip, and this is something we're gonna do for the first time that I want to bring up. Does this pass the Bechdel test? And that is the Bechdel test. Do you know what that is? That's
I feel like you're not pronouncing it right.
I'm probably not. I'm Hispanic. Excuse me. Yeah, it's Bechdel. Bechdel?
Spell that.
Bechdel test. It's a test to prove if the movie's feminist or is a sexist movie. I think there was no love interest that was like, oh,
Slight.
help me.
Yeah. There's no damsel in distress. Okay.
There's no damsel in distress. And I felt like every female lead was powerful, including the girl that was at the stash house.
Yeah. Because
Like,
you find, and that's Sasha Kaye, fucking Supergirl. You find out that, she actually had a hand in the reason why cops were there in the first place. Like she's, because I guess I didn't know this. I guess if you, find money or whatever and you turn it into the cop.
Certain states.
I live in Florida. So that's good to know.
Hey, I'm sorry. No listeners of our podcast go to get in trouble, and then they're like, "Hey, man, thanks, man. Now you need witness protection, but you get nothing. Have a nice life."
But no, like I think she was like, again, I think her character, it showed that she wasn't some lowly bystander who just got caught up in it. No, she actually had a hand in what was going on. The two detectives, I thought were kind of just like left behind at the end. But then when you realize what actually happened, you're like, oh, no. They were in on this the whole time. It was nice.
First of all, like it was
very
slick.
evenly balanced.
It was slick the way they did it. And number one, the dog lived at the end. That's always it's a dog lover movie. But if we talk about it, so this is practical Marcos being practical Marcos.
Mm-hmm.
Did they all get their cars reimbursed?
No.
Fuck.
No, I don't know.
Because they were driving like $50,000 cars, and I felt like at least all of them had payments on it. Like Ben Affleck's truck.
Yeah, he had that TRX.
Yeah, I was like, that's a $75,000 truck, and their shit got, and then they didn't take no money, and then it's gonna be like, hey, where's his requisition form? And then I'm pretty sure, again, super technical. The city of Miami is not going to give them any money. They're going to be like, well, I don't know what to tell you, buddy.
Listen, if you're a cop, okay, let's throw morals out of the window. If you're a cop and you're coming across a windfall like that, do you slip a couple hundred G's or a couple thousand, 20,000 in your pocket?
Well, we've discussed this on multiple occasions on this pod. I have a very gray moral area. I would risk it, but number one, I would never use my personal vehicle to be a cop. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I'll be the guy that'd be like, hey man, but you're undercover. I'll be like, hey man, well, you better paint that cruiser black because I am not using my pickup truck to get holes in it. Like, you know what I mean? Like, nah, dog.
I don't know. I feel like I could. If you have your own car, it's a better disguise. So your life is in less danger, theoretically.
But think about the technicality of the insurance, bro. You can't even do Uber. Like you gotta if you get into a car accident doing Uber and you don't have an Uber policy, like something that they're like, because it's now every time you renew, because I look at this all the time, it says, are you using this for whatever? I forgot the name of the category. And if you put no and you get discovered in a car accident, guess what? You're SOL, buddy. So I imagine
Stop lying on your paperwork.
But then it's like I feel like cops have to do the same thing, and then it's like your premium goes up.
Well, I wonder if they're using their personal car in there. If it gets the payments get covered by the police department, because it's a company. It's a police vehicle now.
Probably
it's an official police vehicle.
I don't know. I just know that the cops that I know from New York and some from Boston, they ain't got it like that. They ain't got you know what I mean? Like cops in movies always got these XRTs, like all these souped up vehicles. And it's like, nah, dog.
Yeah. It's not like Bad Boys where they drive around in Ferraris. Like, man, you a detective. What you do?
But hey, don't fucking talk shit, because they said in the first one that Mike Lowry is independently wealthy. Because he chose to be.
Yeah.
So
what is there a character in this movie that you identify with? Like which character would you have been? Besides the Hispanic cartel dude that came in there with Ben Affleck.
I would have probably been, if I'm honest, I would have probably been Stephen Yeun's character, Glenn from The Walking Dead. I would have played the odds. I would have been like, fuck, I should have just stopped being a dick. But because even when he this man is the only person in the movie that like okay, when the captain like you said, Hal Jordan, when he was like, oh, when he was driving off in the truck, there was no way he was gonna escape.
Yeah.
Stephen Yeun was like, I'm getting the fuck out of here. Like this man was
Mhm.
determined. He
Yeah.
wasn't like, oh, I'm a villain. He was like, he's like, fuck, I'm getting out of here with something. Like,
Yeah.
and if it wasn't for how pissed off was it Ben or was it Matt that was chasing? I feel like it was Matt Damon.
It was Matt Damon.
Like if it wasn't how determined he was, he would have probably not fucking caught him. Like, you know what I mean? Like, yo,
Yeah.
he was like, if he would have made 2 or 3 decisions differently, he would have gotten out of that
Yeah.
situation. Like, you
But
know what I mean?
imagine-
I would have probably pieced out earlier. Like, you know what I mean?
But imagine again, you're Matt Damon's again. I identify with Matt Damon's character because I feel like for some reason I get a lot of responsibility put on my head, and I gotta fucking try to work it around so that everybody is happy with the situation. But with Matt Damon's character, imagine that you're him and you're sitting there, and then you get someone here ain't fucking right, someone here, and you start throwing out little fucking details, and then when you get that phone call back and the dude says 150,000, you're like, I know who it is, man.
So
like it's hard to just not walk up to dude and be like, motherfucker, I caught you.
See, the thing is, I think temperament wise, I would have probably been Ben Affleck because he was off the hinge. Like,
and y'all got the same beard, all that shit. Yeah.
I mean, shit, I wish I looked like Ben Affleck. That man, even on his worst day, he looks amazing. And this is post Batman. Pause. But it's like man, like I don't know, dog. Like it's a weird situation when you know somebody like betrays you like that. Like, you know what I mean? Like, like okay, so I was watching Young Guns, the first movie. I would be more like, have you ever seen that movie?
Long time ago. I don't remember it.
All right. So Emilio Estevez, he plays William H. Mauney.
Is it Emilio Estevez, Lou Diamond Phillips?
Yep.
Kiefer Sutherland?
Kiefer Sutherland and Charlie Sheen.
Okay,
and a couple, Jack Palance, a couple people. So I watched it yesterday again, just because I saw a couple other movies that I haven't seen ever. And I was like, you know what? It's time for me to. And so I started, I'm like, let me watch the next one that I'm like, I've seen Young Guns 1 and 2, but I was like, I haven't seen it as an adult, like ever. So I watched it, and like I would be like Emilio Estevez. So Billy the Kid, if you watch this movie today, he literally finds out that the bad guys killed his benefactor, or the guy that's like helping all these young guys, right?
Yeah.
And he's supposed to go in and arrest these people. And the first opportunity he gets, like they roll up on the first person to arrest him. This man just goes, hey, pow, shoots him. That's me. Like but like in doing so, he fucked up everything for everybody else because he kept doing it in the movie. Now, if one of the other guys in the movies, like, you know, all those actors would have been like, hey, man, stop fucking shooting people. Like, we're supposed to arrest them. We can live and be good. But that would be me. If I was Ben Affleck, I would literally, as soon as they find out, like, just walk up without proving the situation. Everybody would be like, yo, what the fuck did you just do? Be like, nah, man.
Yeah, I know I know he's bad. I don't need to prove it. I just know I know.
and then the movie would have ended with me getting arrested.
Let me ask you a question. Okay, like I've seen, again, when I looked online about this movie, I was seeing a lot of like mixed reviews. But the thing is, I feel like a lot of the negative stuff, and for some reason, it's because Tiana Taylor's in the movie. And I don't know if it's because I feel like a lot of people out there feel like she was gifted that Golden Globe, so they're like, oh no, she's the hot girl for no reason. But like,
I didn't say she was. You remember, I was the one that was more critical of her performance.
Yeah.
But you know,
I thought she was great in this movie. I thought her role in here.
She was perfect and great in this movie. I think it's a combination of the online chatter. Is a lot of people don't like these streaming service movies. Like, you know what I mean? Now that they're competition, like remember when I forgot the Will Smith movie that he did.
Right?
Bright. It was the
Don't wait.
first of its kind. It was the first major streaming movie by any streaming platform, and
Yeah.
people were like, "Oh my god, this is the greatest thing ever." But now we're in a different situation where every studio pops up with a movie with an A-list actor.
Yeah.
And I think a lot of the people, especially critics and online critics, are used to like these big budget studios funding these movies and then going to the theater and then comparing the box office and versus the reviews. This
Yeah.
one, like, and you know, maybe in the future we'll get full transparency. Like the streaming
Well, here's
service
the
is
thing.
the one that says it's the number one movie on the service.
Well, here's
Like,
the
you
thing.
know what I mean?
I feel like some critics are, again, critical of movies like this because, when a movie comes in the theaters, the critics, they sometimes they have a hand in how well a movie does by, their reviews and things like that. But when it pops up on a streaming service, like that their whole livelihood or whatever they do is just kind of taken out of the equation. It's like, you don't
Yeah.
matter because we're putting this on the streaming service for everybody to watch and it's not going to cost them anything.
And also, and you know, I might be a layman or a random Joe on the street here, but I feel
Mhm.
like there's never been a mildly entertaining action type movie or thriller type movie outside of Sinners that's ever been taken seriously by critics. Like, you know what I mean? Like The Dark Knight, in my opinion, was the first one. And I think it had to do with a lot of the fact that it was after what's it called died, after the actor that played the Joker died.
Heath Ledger.
Like, yeah, if it wasn't for Heath Ledger dying, I think they would have been, it's
I don't know,
whatever.
I don't know because the critics really liked Mad Max Fury Road, and that was like all action and shit like that.
But it's very far and few in between. Like,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? Like movies that these award shows eat up is like Marty Supreme.
Yeah.
The movie that Tiana Taylor won the Golden Globe for. Like you know, it's always these movies that is like you got to think about it because it's the journey and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? It's never a straightforward movie that gets this, and it's like as a normal consumer, somebody that loves the content, I'm always used to people not recognizing movies that I actually purely enjoy, and it's like
fucking piece of shit.
Like, okay, so like I know we have this podcast to talk shit about movies and to like tell them the movies we love, but it's like I feel like what qualifies somebody to be a movie critic? Like, you know what I mean?
Here's the thing. I think a movie critic, I think when their word starts becoming viable is when, their review or their point of view on a movie, kind of matches the everyone else's take on it.
Yeah.
The popular day. Like, yeah, I feel like if I say I like a movie and I'd explain why, and a lot of people go watch the movie and they get that same feeling, and they're like, okay, I can trust this guy's point of view.
Yeah.
So I think yeah, with a movie critic, it comes down to, can I trust that your point of view is authentic, or is it paid off by like the movie studios or whatnot?
And
I think the issue with a lot of streaming movies, and it sucks because there's a lot of them that like you'll watch them and you can sometimes be like, okay, I see why this landed on a streaming service versus being in theaters. But then you get a movie like this. Like, I think this movie would have done really well in theaters because it harkened back to like a fucking The Town or Den of Thieves or Four Brothers. One of those movies that it's a masculine macho action movie.
So there's certain movies that give you that vibe that it's like that you understand that this was made for a streaming service. Like one of the first collaborations we did on the podcast was the movie with Aaron Pierre. Like that movie gave me the full vibe of like, okay, this is definitely a Netflix movie because of the way that they filmed it and the way that the set pieces weren't like grand. But then you have movies that are like, oh, this person took advantage of the budget, which is the movie that I think we reviewed the first one, but we didn't do the second one. At least I wasn't here. It was the Zack Snyder like action here. Yeah. I felt like he took Netflix money knowing that he was like, oof, like if I had to put this in the theater, like I would have to answer to a lot more people. Like, you know what I
Well,
mean?
well, that's the thing. Like, I think I think Rebel Moon, if it was in theaters, you would have saw some changes because it would have been like, all right, like we there's a lot more money on the line. There's a lot more people, so we're gonna go through some rounds of like of, just discussions. Whereas because it's on streaming, it's like, hey, let's put this out exactly how Zach intends it, and how it goes is how it goes. Because sometimes you could just fall in love with what you're doing, and sometimes you need somebody else to tell you, like, hey, that ain't gonna work, or that's not the best idea.
Yeah, like
You know?
there's certain movies that give you what was the actioneer movie that the Gareth Edwards made here?
Which one? Fucking
The
the one that we watched
the one that we watched
with Tom Hardy.
with Tom Hardy.
I
Like
forget the
that
name
movie,
of it.
that
Yeah.
movie gave me completely streaming service vibes.
Okay,
Just
so here's
like
the thing. Why does that one give you streaming vibes, but something like The Raid, to me, The Raid screams like it should be seen in the theater, although I could see it pop up in streaming. Like,
n-
what was it
because
about?
it's just the love and attention that the director gave it. I
Okay.
felt like Gareth Edwards, like I felt like this movie, like the movie that came out on Netflix, I felt like he made it for Netflix. It wasn't a movie that was trying to go to studio to studio. There's a very big difference when Netflix picks up a movie
Yeah.
that wasn't going to get released because he couldn't find a studio backing it, compared to them developing it. And this is what I'm starting, and I'm just going to dub it now. It's called the Amazon Prime effect. Like, is it me, or every single movie that Amazon Prime puts out, no
Yeah.
matter, you can swap in the actors, give you the same vibe.
I can see that. I can see
Like
that.
like you know what? Like the movie that we just, like, Wrecking Crew. Wrecking Crew gave me the same vibe as the John Cena movie before it, as the
Which one's Wrecking Crew? Is that
that's the one
Batista and Jason Momoa?
yeah, like it
Okay.
gave me the same vibe as that the movie with Aquafina and John Cena, that
Yep.
like you know what I mean? Like there was a very
Like Red Notice.
yeah, like no, Red Notice again, it's on the Snyder situation where the Rock and $7 Pictures were like, oh, we could blow the bank. Like, you know what
Yeah.
I mean? Like like the movie with Kevin Hart, like that action movie that he did, those give me streaming vibes, because I'm like, ain't no studio would have cut the budget in half, and then the director would have had to focus on cinematography and character development instead of just making half the movie CGI and a huge set piece that
Yeah.
is like and it's gonna take a while
Yeah.
and it's like there's certain movies and
Did you see
and
that
I
one
under
with Did you see that one with Chris Pratt and Millie Bobby Brown?
yeah, and that movie gave me like streaming vibes too, man.
Like, I remember I want to say I was in Germany or something like that. Germany or Scotland. I remember seeing posters about it, and I was like, what is this? And I wasn't sure what it was, but it looked like it would have been a big movie. And it looked like it had a big budget behind it. But then I saw it popping up on Netflix, and I was like, I'm curious. I haven't seen it yet, but I wasn't
Yeah,
sure if
and
it was going to be like one of those ones you're like, okay, I see why they put this on Netflix.
yeah, because it's like, okay, this is how, and in my opinion, they take. Do you remember the original Deadpool?
Yeah.
The Deadpool felt huge,
Mm-hmm.
but based on the budget and if you take it from a technical aspect,
Yep.
it was two set pieces with everything else around it being side stories.
Yeah.
And I think streaming movies have adapted that formula, but not in the same way that Deadpool did. It's kind of like, this is where our money shot is going to be, and the rest is just going to be fodder to get to these money shots.
Yeah.
And the Gareth Edwards movie with Tom Hardy was like that. They had the club scene and then the end fight scene. Everything else was just getting to that point.
It's
Like,
weird. Like, I feel like I feel like one of the things that happens in streaming, and I think that the Tom Hardy one movie, the way Gareth Edwards falls into this, is that I think what's some of the movies that pop up there, it's like some people went and like picked up some kind of IP because they wanted to own this IP and make a movie based on it. So maybe it could then possibly, become something bigger. It's almost like somebody wants to branch out from what they're known for and become something bigger. So for instance, that Chris Pratt, Millie Bobby Brown one, like that's produced by Millie Bobby Brown. So it's almost like, okay, like, she wants to be more than just an actor in a movie. She wants to produce something. So you get a movie like that. The Tom Hardy one is like, Tom Hardy does all these other different movies. He's never got a chance to do like an action movie and be the action guy. So it's like, okay, let me try something different. And then he falls into that movie.
But don't get me wrong, he played Tom Hardy in that movie.
Yeah, but he's also in real life, he's a jujitsu guy. So he's like, I don't get a chance to do this. So this is a chance for me to go do this thing that I love within movies.
But if you're a Tom Hardy fan and you want to see him do jujitsu, just watch the movie that he did with Nick Nolte. That Warrior, that movie is way better, and it's more. It is a great movie.
Yeah, but that one went into movie theaters. That's what I mean. Like it's like, again, that's a sport movie. It's a drama that just happens to be about fighting. Whereas that movie with Gareth Edwards, that's an action movie. He's like, the action guy.
There's certain movies that and I think studio movies like television studios and streaming movies can actually put on good movies. Mm-hmm. Do you remember Never Back Down?
Yes. The MTV movie?
Yeah. Like that movie was initially concept to be a TV show, and then they turned it into a movie that had no business being that good.
Well, I don't know. I feel like when I watched that, I was like, somebody was like, hey, let's do the Karate Kid, but with MMA. That's what I
don't know. They had two good actors that I really liked. And I keep always, and I've asked you his name before.
Yeah, Cam Gigante.
Yeah, Cam. Like, I can't believe he's a character actor. He had he was on that to be the Ben Foster B. Like, you know what I mean?
He's like on that trajectory of like Ben Foster, Paul Walker-ish. Like he could play those characters.
But then now he's just like, for using wrestling terms, he's like the Dolph Ziggler. He's like, bro, I'll do whatever streaming. Like whatever you need me to do. And like his last movie, when I saw him as a marquee, his name, I was just like, God damn, this movie is trash.
Wasn't he he was in Love Hurts?
Yeah, but he was also in the movie that he was headlining it was about like, I forgot the name of the movie, but it was about like they were trying to kill like this hitman's wife that they just got married. And like,
it's not the Hitman's Bodyguard, is it?
No. It was like the whole movie is about the bride and how her husband and his groomsmen are trying to kill her in this house. It's like all in. I forgot the name of it, but the concept looks dope, but the execution was like it was the worst ever.
Speaking of execution, all right, there was one thing that I noticed with the movie The Rip, and it was interesting because I started watching it when I was in my hotel room. And I was watching it on a 4K TV, and there were moments, especially in the beginning, when Jackie's getting murdered, and I'm watching it. I'm like, I don't like digital cameras because everything looked too crisp. Like no matter where they shot it, it felt like it was on a set. But hold on, but when I to finish watching the movie, I rewatched it on my tablet on the plane, and I didn't notice that. So I was like, maybe is it the 4K TV that made it look like that?
So what effect are you talking about? That it looks like a soap opera?
No. That's like that smooth motion. No, it's just it was the look of it. It was too crisp on the screen. Like I was looking at it, I'm like, man, the lighting looks weird. It felt like it was taking place on a movie set versus in front of an actual like place, like on location. But then when I watched it on the tablet, I didn't get that feeling. So I didn't know if it was because the 4K is just too crisp for the movie.
I don't know. I didn't get that feeling because I saw it on my what is it, 4K projector or 8K, whatever, the huge ass shit that I have upstairs, and it was good. Like there's certain movies like it's funny, like when like one of the last movie that we did, Soul Man, like that movie was stuck in 4:3. And so I have this big ass screen, and then the sides are cut off, and I was like, "What the fuck?"
No, but I mean, like again, like if you watch a lot of movies nowadays, like sometimes they're just so crisp and so saturated. Like again, if I watch a Michael Bay movie, I know it's gonna be overly saturated and super colored, so it's gonna be punchy. But
And
like,
then you're gonna have that scene where the character's like standing up slowly, and then the camera pans under and
yeah,
then goes
like
around.
because that's his look, so he's going
Yeah.
for that look. But then like, there's somewhere I watch it now. I'm like, man, it just feels like everything's in focus, and it feels I don't know. It feels something about it. Just I don't get that same texture that I get from like a film movie, or if like David Fincher does digital when he does like Zodiac, it feels like film.
Yeah.
You know?
I don't know. It's like it's weird. Like it depends on like the execution. I think we're in a situation that I believe Ben Affleck and Matt Damon now have a first look contract with Netflix.
Yeah.
It's just like
Sure.
and it's like do you remember the person that started this? It was Adam Sandler. Like, remember like 10, 12 years ago when he signed like a 10 picture deal with them and they were like, oh, he's stupid, his career is over. And now everybody's doing it.
Yeah.
And then there's certain people that is hit or miss, like Jamie Foxx has had great movies. They Killed Tyrone, Day Shift. But then the movie, what is it? The Return, him and Cameron Diaz, that looked like a streaming service movie.
Yeah.
Like I was just like, oh, but it was good. It was very enjoyable. But like the way it was shot versus,
it felt like that movie Night and Day with Tom Cruise. That's what it felt.
But yeah, it felt like that. And then it was like the set pieces. Like I felt like there's a formula that's starting to pan out with these streaming service movies, and the Rip is not like this, where it's like the character is doing this, and then they somehow end up in another country.
Yeah,
because that's where they decided to film the rest of the movie, and it's wait a minute, like this makes no sense. It's like
I don't know. It's weird because like I like the idea. I love the idea of actors being paid good money, and then also creators being able to create what they see in their head versus a bunch of studio execs and everybody else who's got money involved being like, no, you got to change this so that we can get as much return as possible.
So let me ask you this:
sometimes you need that extra voice to be like, hey, like double check that.
Did you like Red Notice?
I didn't watch Red Notice.
Really?
Yes. And that's the thing. That's one of those movies that, like, again, it popped up, and I'm just like, there's something about it that just it didn't pique my interest.
I'm on this weird kick. Like, I know you and Chris used to say that I was obsessed with like The Rock or whatever, but I haven't watched his last movie.
Your name is Marcos Dwayne Rivas.
Whatever. But like the people that oddly enough that I gotta see their movies now, that I'm like, ooh, I gotta watch that, is anything Ryan Reynolds in, and now Jason Momoa. Like Jason Momoa, he's like, I think he's on like on this tear that he's like, I'm gonna pick movies that I'm having fun. Like, you know what I mean?
I can see that.
Like the movie, and then he pokes fun at himself. Like, it's funny because in the Wrecking Crew, I just saw it. He talks about, like, they throw in jokes where he's like, oh man, you fat. And it's like, Jason Momoa is not fat. Yeah. Jason Momoa is fat for Jason Momoa. Like, you know what I mean? He's like, oh, I got 6 abs instead of the 14 that I normally have. And it's like, come on, bro. Like, you're 6'5" and like, or whatever. I don't know. I'm exaggerating. I don't know how tall this man is. And it's like,
I think, sometimes we'll use Jason Momoa as an example. I think sometimes, he just gets into movies where you're like, I've seen this character before.
Yeah, he's definitely playing him the same thing every single time, but it's like he's having, like, and this is gonna sound weird. You ever seen okay, before Bruce Willis like retired because of his health, all the movies that he came out in the last 5-6 years, and I know he was doing a bunch, he never looked like he was having fun.
Yeah, he looked like he was paying the bills or putting money away.
Yeah, or like he was annoyed, and I know a lot of that has to do with his health, but even when he first started doing it, like at least with what's it called, with oh my god, Nicolas Cage, when he was on his I gotta pay my bills, my tax bill, he was having fun every single movie you saw him. Like
Listen,
he
man.
was like, this movie's shit, but I'm gonna fucking put my whole ass in this movie. Like,
listen, every one of them Nicolas Cage movies, half the budget went to his hair because they had to fucking make it. They had to do something to make the hairline look like it was okay.
But like, I love Nick Cage, and like I feel like Jason Momoa is like in his weird pocket that he could do and be the A-list guy that he wants, but then he'll be like, I'll just do a bunch of Nick Cage type movies where he doesn't give a shit.
Yeah, but I get sometimes you know when you're just doing movies because you want to have fun. You do movies that interest you. But I think for me, I kind of sometimes I want to see somebody that do that, you know, where it's like, hey, I don't have to do the expensive budget movie, but I just want to see them play interesting characters. Like, you know, when Matthew McConaughey stopped doing the rom-coms and he started doing like, you know, Lincoln Lawyer, Mud, you know, all these different movies where you're like, okay, they're lower budget movies, but he's playing different characters, interesting characters, complex characters. Batista's like that. Like Batista, there's not a lot of movies where you feel like he's playing the same character again. So he's picking movies where he's actually getting to become someone other than himself.
But first of all, Old Man Batista with Jason Momoa, like it's a fun movie. The plot is something to be left desired. But like them just being them, like if you look at the reviews, and I was like, oh, this movie's gonna get murdered. Everybody's like, you know what? I didn't even shit about the plot. Like this movie, these guys look like their chemistry is off the chart and they're having fun. Like, you know what I mean? And that's where I'm at. And yeah, Batista, like you said, you hit the nail on the head. He has not, like, there's the movies that he's like, all right, this is a paycheck. And then there's movies that he's like, let me dive into this character.
Yeah.
Like, you know, like the movie that he played one of the Four Horsemen, I forgot the name of it, where he got hugely jacked, and then he played like a kindergarten teacher. It was that M. Night Shyamalan movie.
Oh, the one that was where they were in the woods. I forget what it was.
Yeah.
Like, but then you got that. But you got that. But then you got that. You had that Amazon movie where he was like the detective or something that was like My Bodyguard or some shit like that.
Yeah, which is
like he plays like, again, not every movie has to be this deep, dramatic, you know, nuanced character. Sometimes you can just have a fun movie, but like, you know, seeing the range is what I like.
Keeping in the spirit of the rip, is there an actor that you want to see do a streaming movie that has not?
Well, but when you say streaming movie, what do you mean? Like a movie that's out of their comfort zone?
No, like a movie, like somebody to get a first look deal or something, or bring a project over to Netflix, a la like this. Like one of the things that we didn't talk about is the rip, as they changed the way actors got paid on this movie, which was a big thing before the movie even came out. That they made sure that people got residuals and all this stuff, like some craziness. And
yeah, I know. I read that. I saw that. Like they said, depending on how this movie does on views, if it reaches certain milestones, and the crew and everybody gets paid more based off those milestones, which is awesome.
So because there's a couple actors out there that you has avoiding this. Like I kind of like, I'm gonna go first. I kind of want to see Denzel do something with a studio that could be a Denzel centric project, like something that he wants to do. Because I feel like he has stuff or scripts or something that he's seen that he's shopped around, and the studio's like, nah, how about you give us the what is it, the Enforcer or whatever, the part 3 or whatever the hell,
Equalizer.
Yeah, like give us the Equalizer 4. It's like, oh,
but okay, there's certain people that, like, when it comes to like streaming movies, I would love to see them take advantage of a streaming movie out of their comfort zone, or step out of the zone of what people are used to seeing them for. So like, for instance, I would love to see Marlon Wayans do a streaming movie just so he can do a really dramatic role. Not a dramatic role with a little bit of humor, but like a straight up, like if he was in like a fucking David Fincher fucking Panic Room type movie, like I want to see him do something like that. You know?
I mean, because he was one of the few guys that did a bunch of straight to streaming movies, like even on Netflix itself. Like,
but they're all the same. They're all like, you know, family friendly, funny movie comedies. You know, I want to see him do a fucking, because you ever seen Requiem for a Dream?
Yeah, I know, he's amazing. Everybody keeps pointing that, but Marlon has been acting for 30 something years. People forgot about that.
But even his character in Air, like a drama, like a modern drama. Like, let's see him do a movie or that where he plays like a fucking teacher or something like that, who they're not reliant on him to be the jokey guy, you know?
Yeah.
So
And
also, like, I would love to see again Denzel do a streaming movie, but I want him to be on his Book of Eli shit. I want that Denzel.
But
You know,
I kind of want Raisin in the Sun Denzel. I want him to take like a play from back when he first started coming up and make it a movie. Like
yeah, I can see that.
Like, like this is like, it's funny because I was one of the first few people that I was like, oh, this is AI, but I was like, that'd be cool if a Snyder now, once it's finalized, the whole Warner Brothers thing, if somehow he works a deal and he's allowed to bring his fucking Snyderverse, the DCEU, like finish out, give us those 2 movies that you didn't like. It doesn't have to be canon, just because, man, like, I want to see the full vision.
Me too.
Like it's not even people like, oh, you just offend. It's like, no, bro. Like I hate that we know so much. Like, if it was a situation that we didn't know anything, I'd be like, oh, whatever. Like if like he's like, oh, if he's like, but no, it's like there's so much shit out there. Like
that he was clearly passionate about, and he knew what he wanted. Is just, not everybody wanted to go on that ride with him and then play it out. Because, like, I guarantee you, if people all of a sudden saw Superman become a villain, you would have had those, the diehards. I'd be like, no, fuck this shit. But I think for the most part, people would have been like, oh shit, fucking Superman's the bad. Oh fuck, yeah.
Like, yeah, and it's like, man, but it's like, as I get an adult, as I get older in my age, it's like shit, man. Like, I wish I was ignorant. Like, I wish I had to know these information, because I'm sure in the 80s,
stop looking them up with your fucking budget looking ass. Trying to fucking, let me see these numbers. I want to know how much Dwayne got paid on this one.
But not even the numbers. I'm talking about like, you know what I mean? Like, I wish some of this shit never came out. Like, when I say never came out, like, I wish I'd have known that Zack Snyder had this entire universe ready to go, and then now we're not going to see it, because I'm like, fuck all this. Like, this is bullshit. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
I think sometimes there's just too much information out there. So you're like, man, we're missing out on all this. We could have had that.
Like, it's not like and like, to reference your world of things, it's not like in the wrestling where it's like all these old timers be like, there was a plan for me to be this, but things change. It's like, that's bullshit. Like, you know what I mean? But like, this is like, there's concepts made, and like, even the Nicolas Cage Superman, like, there was money behind. Like, people had, like, there was costumes, there was a script, and it's like, fuck.
Yeah, that's like the George Romero, the George Miller, fucking Justice League movie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
First of all, the casting was horrible. I want to know but I would have wanted to see it. I just because it's like, bro, like, I understand it's different with IP, but it's like, man, like what we need in 2026? We need another. Oh my God, what's the same people that did what's it called? Breaking 2 of the two. Like, I forgot the name of the studio. Like, the two brothers. We need a studio that's like,
Miramax?
No, it's not Miramax. It's they did a whole movie about it. That movie's amazing, by the way. Like, for you to find out, I'm looking up Breaking 2 here just to see who was the
producers.
Yeah. So this was a film by the Canon Group.
Oh, Canon it's Canon, because they did RoboCop. They did.
Yeah, like, we need a studio that is like, oh, y'all think this script is shitty? We'll do it.
Yeah, they did RoboCop. I think they did Bloodsport. Yeah,
I think, like, this is gonna sound fucked up. I feel like they literally drove Christopher Reeves into, like, horseback riding. Superman 4, The Quest for Peace, was the movie that like you can see Superman as the movie starts out, like, Christopher Reeve, like, towards the end when doing the reshoots and the cuts, he's just like, why the fuck did I sign up for this shit?
All right, before we end this episode, it's that time of the week. Hot take. Marcos, Last week I went first. So what's your hot take this week? I got one lined up, but I've been thinking about it for a while. But I want to hear what yours is first.
Hot take.
Yeah, you have a hot take this week?
Hot take that I think in due time, streaming is gonna get even worse than direct to video, like the movie quality, and it's kind of there. It's kind of there because more so, I notice it more so because Prime to me is kind of like.
I feel like Prime just orders. They just, hey, you got something? All right, we'll put it on here. We'll buy it. We'll buy it.
No. Prime does it's like the off-brand movies that they get, but then Netflix is like banger, 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 and then a whole bunch of dub movies. And me and the wife sit there because I don't know. And again, it might be my ADHD that my wife says I have or whatever. Just a thing within me. When I see the lips moving and then all of a sudden it's obviously a dub, I'm like, I can't watch this. And it's like, but you watch kung fu movies. I was like, because I understand, but I can't watch a movie about a cop and then everybody here is like from Switzerland.
You didn't like the girl with the dragon tattoo? Like, I saw the original Swedish one.
I seen the original ones, and first of all, the American of the original one, I was like, what the fuck is this about? I
read the book, I watched the movies. And listen, some of those foreign movies, they're really fucking good. Like, again, the girl with the dragon tattoo, Let the Right One In. Let the Right One In
was good. It was good because it's the genre. Like, for some reason, to me, vampires can because they're white and creepy. So, so they fit. Like, I can't watch it. I can't watch like the Polish version of A Training Day. It's like cop infiltrate. Like, I'm gonna be like, hey, yo. Like, first of all, I'm not even sure if your country allows guns. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah, there ain't no hoods in Transylvania. What you doing?
Like, get out of here, bro. Like, this is one movie that that every time I see it and then I forget the movie. It's a oh my god, it's like a vampire movie that they trick you almost. There's like one or two American actors, but it's on a plane where like these terrorists take over this plane, and then there's this mom that has a sick child, and then it turns out that the mom has a disease that she's a vampire. And it's like every time I see it, it's like, oh, the previews look good, but then as soon as you see it, it's like the American guy's like, hey, what's going on here? But then the other part of the movie is like, Tom, and then the person obviously says something else in their native language. I was like,
I saw one movie that was like, it was a TV show. It was on Netflix. It's called Bogdan, and I think it's Will Arnett. No, not Will Arnett. It's the dude from MacGruber.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah,
I know that it's on their front page.
Yeah. I watched it and I saw him. I was like, oh, okay, that's cool. And then I watched him. Like, he's the only American. Everyone else, I'm like, man, what is this Irish like folklore kind of movie?
But and again, I don't know what it is. Like, I guess I'm racist when it comes to movies because I give Asian countries the pass. Like, I'll sit there and watch a Korean action drama movie and TV shows, and I'm all in, even though that the dubbing is horrible. I'm like, hey, I expect this, but then it's like
because you know the story is gonna be dope.
Yeah, but then if it's like some blue-eyed blonde or like people from the other parts of Asia, I'm like, I can't get jiggy with this. Like, you know what I mean? Like, because they try to give us an American style movie or a TV show, and then I'm like, nah. Like, everything from like certain parts of Asia, they're like, this is going to be very central to where we're at. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
this is how we do shit here.
Like I remember I watched some movie, some TV show, and I was telling you about it. I was like, this man is a kickboxer, and then because of the pandemic, he can't kickbox, so he becomes a collector for debts. And I'm like, that's not going to happen in the state. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah. All right, so my hot take of the week gonna be controversial, okay?
Oh man,
because I went into
hold on. Before you say it, I just want to say that Marcos, aka featuring Marcos, might not share the opinions.
I don't know. You might. I don't know. I don't think you. I think you'll have the opposite reaction to this. But okay, so I was watching some trailers, right? And I was just, watching some old trailers and stuff like that. And I was rewatching the Suicide Squad trailer. Right. So here's my hot take of the week. I think Bohemian Rhapsody is one of the worst songs ever made.
Hey
I
guys,
fucking hate that song. Like,
hey
with
guys,
passion.
we've had a good run in this podcast, but
With
Sarat might be doing this
passion.
solo. I love that song. I love that song.
Yeah,
It single-handedly gave
I think that's your
Suicide
wife. I think that's
Squad.
your wife talking through you. Because she's
No,
from
bro.
Mount Caucasus.
No. She is from the deep mounts of Caucasus. Shout out to oh my God, Cat Williams. No, but I was into Queen as a kid, bro.
Listen,
like even before, I was one of the people that saw Wayne's World when I was like 12, and I was like, I was like Q Leo,
listen,
like
Queen is great. Queen is great. The song sucks. That's all I'm saying. My wife was telling me, they did like 6 different styles in one song. Well, maybe they should have did one style and made it good. Because that shit, man, listen.
Bro, when it comes to Queen,
when he starts going into the Galileo, I'm like, turn this shit off.
Bro, when it comes to Queen and Journey, yeah, I'm an old white guy.
Listen, I'll listen to some Journey. I'd rather listen to some Journey. And the thing is, I like Queen, but that song, no.
So if you believe that, then Journey literally, if you listen to all their songs, it's all soundtrack to 80s movies. That's it. I don't think Journey can't make a song right now because all their shit. I felt like they were the guys that is like, hey man, we need a track that sizzles for this new Sylvester Stallone movie, and Journey did it. And then they were like, hey, man, we could just carbon copy all these songs and put out an album. And then they sold. Like, Journey cannot put out an album today and it'll sell. People be like, what the hell is this?
I understand that. All I'm saying is Bohemian Rhapsody sucks.
Nah,
that
man,
song
you
sucks.
are tweaking. You are tweaking.
Oh, my God. I can't. Whenever it comes on, I look at my wife. I'm just like,
you're tweaking like people that think Flo Rida is a good artist.
Flo Rida is great. Flo Rida makes party music. He makes party music.
No, Flo Rida is for music, for movie trailers, wrestling events, and car commercials.
No. Because listen. Low is, you put that on in any club, shuts the place down. Everybody's going crazy.
I think your wife is talking through you now.
No, I'm saying again.
That's like my wife talking to me, be like, yo, I really like Gasoline, and I look at her. No.
Yeah. See, no. See, you were self-hating Puerto Ricans.
No, I'm Dominican, so I'm not self-hating anything. like Daddy Yankee has way better songs. That is his biggest song. Yeah, but it comes to a point.
So you know exactly how I feel, because I think Queen's got great songs, but Bohemian Rhapsody, their most famous one, I think sucks.
Well, you know who you should blame? You should blame Wayne's World, because they made it part of pop culture. Because people forgot about the song until Wayne's World came out and did the sing along. Like I was one of those people, with Wayne in Wayne's World, that I was like, I know the song, but first of all, speaking of Bohemian Rhapsody, when the trailer came out, I saw one of these Insta famous black comedians was at a party, and he looked genuinely scared when everybody knew the lyrics and they were all white. He was like, what the fuck is this? Is this a white person song? And I was like, I could get that. Because when, like you said, when you start hearing Galileo, but it's like, bro, that is an all-time, back when me and the wife used to go out drinking and hanging out Fridays and Saturdays, that was on the whatever.
I'm sure it was
jukebox.
I'm sure it was. I'm sure you guys had a couple of drinks at Chili's and you guys were enjoying the jukebox.
First of all, we live in the city, so we go to dive bars, not chains, baby. We don't live in the county. We're not in Florida like you, when you're like, hey guys, let's go to Buffalo Wild Wings or Chili's.
Let's go to Yard House.
Yeah, let's go to these places that you can have the same food in every other country and you can feel safe.
No, man, I did listen. Every time that song comes on, I'm just like, why do I don't understand that. I don't understand why people like that song. I really don't. It boggles my mind. I don't know. It doesn't do nothing for me. You give me some Boys to Men. Fuck that.
Now, first of all, Boys to Men is literally all their songs were made to end black gangster movies. Or to start the beginning, Motown Philly back again. Like, it's a feel-good movie.
And at the end, every time someone dies, in the still of the night.
Bro, so as I was watching Young Guns, like in the beginning of the movie, right straight away, they immediately start saying the famous lines, and my wife was like, why do I feel like I know this? And I was like, because you do know this. She's like, no, I've never seen this movie. And then I played Warren G. Regulators, and then she was like, holy shit. And I was like, who you thought? She's like, I thought that was Warren G. And I was like, they legit. I was like, it's the older version of like, no one knows what it means, but it gets the people going. Like, they literally used the freaking audio from the scene.
Yeah. Well, anyway, all right. Final thoughts on The Rip, Marcos.
Great movie, a great return to form. Hopefully they team up and get back to it, because I think they're both at a career that they've done so much that they're like, all right, let's do this. And I don't know if they have an exclusive look, because I think they jump back and forth. Because I think, didn't Matt Damon produce Air, or was that just completely Ben Affleck by himself?
Well, I think Ben produced it and directed it, and then he hired Matt to act in it. But it might be their production company. It might be.
Yeah, because that's crazy. They're like out there with Pepsi and Coca-Cola at the same time. They're at Netflix and Prime.
Well, I mean, because they used to have that TV show on HBO, Project Greenlight.
Yeah.
So like they did like the Battle of Shaker Heights and all this different stuff. So like they've been producing for a while, but like, I think maybe they have a first look for their production company, like movies their production company wants to make, versus, if they're just being hired by Christopher Nolan to be in the movie or some shit.
Yeah.
Yeah. I love The Rip. It's a return to like 90s style action movies where it's not about putting a message out there. It's like, what's this story? What's this story? How do we get this story across? And whatever fits in it, but it's not bogged down by trying to put anything deeper into the story other than, hey, this is a really good movie with a really good twist with really good acting. So yeah. It's a throwback, man. All right. Anyways, that's the latest episode of Sarat and Chris's Movie Therapy Podcast featuring Marcos. It's your boy Sarat, aka Makazi.
It's your boy Marcos, aka featuring Marcos, aka at the Sunset Kid 56.
Yeah. Make sure you guys like, subscribe, tell your friends about us. Tell us whether you think Bohemian Rhapsody sucks, like I do, because I think it's terrible. But yeah.
Nah. Go up to Sarat if you see him at any event in any foreign country and just punch him in the face, because he has the horrible opinion about it. First of all, I was kidding. Do not hit my friend. Do not hit my friend. Don't hit my friend, please.
All right, we'll be back next week with one of Marcos's choices. Until then, peace, y'all.
Peace.
I'm a warrior.